यमुनतीरावनचारे यमुनतीरावनचारे जय राधा माधव जय बिहारी Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jayo Krishna Rukmani, Jayo Satyabhama, Krishna Rukmani, Jayo Satyabhama. Jayo Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jayo Gauranitai. Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhans Parvirajkacharya Astottar Sati Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Grantaraj Srimad-Bhagavatam ki Vande Devi Tulsi Maharani ki Sisi Krishna Rukmini Satyabhama ki Sisi Gaur Nitai ki Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad-Bhagavatam, Canto 2nd, Chapter 3rd, the Pure Devotional Service, text number 17. Ayuhu harati vai pumsam, ayur harati vai pumsam, ayur harati vai pumsam, udyan astam cha yanna aso udyan astam cha yannaso udyan astam cha yannaso tassarte Yata Chanaha Nita Tassarte Yat Chano Nita Tassarte Yat Chano Nita Uttama Shloka Vartaya Uttama Shloka Vartaya Ayurhati Vaipumsam Udyanastam Chayanyaso Tasyarte Yachano Nita Uttam Shloka Vartaya Ayurharati Vaipumsam Udyanastam Chayanyaso Tasyarte Yachano Nita Uttam Shloka Vartaya.
Tasyarte yatshano nita uttama shloka vartaya
Ayurharti vaipumsam Udyanastam cha yan aso Tasyarte yat kshano nita Uttama shloka vartaya
Ayurharati Vaipumsam
Ayurharti Vaipumsam
Udyan Astam Chayan Aso
Udyanastam Chayanyaso
Tasyarte Yat Kranonita
Udyanastam Chayanita
Uttam Shloka Varatyade.
Uttam Shloka Vartaya. Word to word meaning. Ayuhu, duration of life. Harati, decreases. Why? Certainly. Pumsam, of the people. Udyan, rising. Astam, setting. Cha, also. Yan, moving. Aso, the sun. Tasya, of one who glorifies the Lord. Rite, accept. Yet, by whom? Chanaha, time. Nitaha, utilized. Uttama Shloka, the all good personality of Godhead. Vartaya, in the topics of translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation, both by rising and by setting, the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone, except one who utilizes the time by discussing the topic of all good personality of Godhead. Translation with repetition, both by rising and by setting, the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone, except one who utilizes the time by discussing topics of all good personality of Godhead. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. This verse indirectly confirms the greater importance of utilizing the human form of life to realize our lost relationship with the Supreme Lord by acceleration of devotional service. Time and tide wait for no man. So the time indicated by the sunrise and the sunset will be uselessly wasted if such time is not properly utilized for realizing identification of spiritual values. Even a fraction of duration of life wasted cannot be compensated by any amount of gold. Human life is simply awarded to the living entity Jiva so that he can realize his spiritual identity and his permanent source of happiness. A living being, especially the human being, is seeking happiness because happiness is a natural situation of living entity. But he is mainly seeking happiness in a material atmosphere. A living being is constantly a spiritual spark of complete whole, and his happiness can be perfectly perceived in his spiritual activities. Lord is a complete spirit whole, and his name, form, quality, pastimes, interest, and personality are all identical with him. Once a person comes in a contact with any one of above mentioned energy of the Lord, through the proper channel of devotional service, the door to perfection is immediately opened. In a Bhagavad Gita 2.40, Lord has explained such contact in the following words. Endeavors in a devotional service are never baffled, nor is there failure. A slight beginning of such activities is a sufficient event to deliver a person from the great ocean of material fears. As a highly potent drug injected intravenously acts at once on the whole body, the transcendental topics of the Lord injected through the ears of pure devotee of the Lord can act very efficiently. Oral realization of transcendental messages implies total realization, such as fructification of one part of a tree implies fructification of all other parts. This realization for a moment in the association of pure devotees like Sukadeva Goswami prepare one's complete life for eternity, and thus the sun fails to rob the pure devotee of his duration of life. Inasmuch as he is constantly busy in a devotional service of the Lord, purifying his existence, death is a symptom of the material infection of the eternal living being. Only due to material infection is the eternal living entity subjected to the law of birth, death, old age, and disease. The materialistic way of pious activities like charity is recommended in the Smriti Shastras as quoted by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Money given in a charity to suitable person is a guaranteed bank balance in the next life. Such charity is recommended to be given to Brahmana. If the money is given in a charity to the non-Brahmana without Brahmanical qualification, the money is returned in the next life in the same proportion. If it is given in a charity to the half-educated Brahmana, even then money is returned double. If money is given in a charity to the learned and fully qualified Brahmana, money is returned 100 and 1,000 times. If the money is given to Veda Parga, one who has factually realized the path of Vedas, it is returned by unlimited multiplication. The ultimate end of Vedic knowledge is a realization of personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Vedascha sarva aham eva vedyaha. There is a guarantee of monies being returned if given in a charity, regardless of the proportion. Similarly, a moment passed in the association of pure devotee by hearing and chanting the transcendental messages of the Lord is a perfect guarantee for eternal life, for returning home back to Godhead. Madham gatva punar janmana vidyate. In other words, a devotee of the Lord is a guaranteed eternal life. A devotee's old age or disease in the present life is but an impetus to such guaranteed eternal life. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of this verse. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakeha Chakchurulmitam Enaha Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatire Satarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Siva Shadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Ayur Harati Vaipumsam Udyan Astam Chayan Aso. So this verse, just to give the background of this verse, actually this, as we know that Srimad-Bhagavatam that was spoken, the first was spoken by Sukadeva Goswami to the Parikshit Maharaj. Second time, same Srimad-Bhagavatam that was repeated by the sages of Naimisharanya, heard by Saunaka. So this Srimad-Bhagavatam second time, it was repeated by Suta Goswami. So Suta Goswami in the forest of Naimisa, he was narrating on the request of all the great sages. The sages, 88,000 sages, they were doing thousands of the years of sacrifice for the nullifying the effect of Kali Yuga. So for nullifying the effect of Kali Yuga, they altogether, they took the opinion what is the best way to reduce the effect of Kali Yuga. So finally they concluded, let us recite Srimad-Bhagavatam. So we have to find out the qualified person who can recite Srimad-Bhagavatam. So then Suta Goswami started narrating Srimad-Bhagavatam. So this is second time narration of Srimad-Bhagavatam in the forest of Naimisharanya. So this Saunak Rishi, in a previous verse, today's is a 17th verse. In a previous verse, that is 13, Saunuka Uvacha. So Saunaka Rishi, he asking about what did Maharaj Parikshit again inquire from him, from Sukadeva Goswami, after hearing all that he had said. So that is the question asked by Saunak Rishi to the Suta Goswami. So now Suta Goswami is going to explain in the following verses about the narration of Srimad-Bhagavatam. So he's explaining just like Suta Goswami, he heard Srimad-Bhagavatam from his Guru, his Bona Sukadeva Goswami, and how he narrated the Srimad-Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. So here the speaker of Srimad-Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami, and here the audience, the prime audience of Srimad-Bhagavatam was Parikshit Maharaj. He inquired questions to the Sukadeva Goswami. So here it is explained in this verse how, as we know that Parikshit Maharaj had 7 days left in his life. So he thought, let us do the best activity of my life. So what is the best thing I can do within these 7 days? Then he inquired different sages, Rishi Munis, elders. Then finally they all concluded, let us hear Srimad-Bhagavatam from the topmost devotee of the Lord. So then all together, Vyasa Muni also, Vyasa sage also was there. Then all together they concluded, let us hear Srimad-Bhagavatam from the lotus mouth of Sukadeva Goswami. So Sukadeva Goswami started narrating, as we know that, how Parikshit Maharaj, one by one, he was asking questions, and then Sukadeva Goswami was narrating. So it is explained, the potency of Srimad-Bhagavatam is that once hears somebody Srimad-Bhagavatam from the bona fide Guru, then that effect of Srimad-Bhagavatam, that makes us free from the cycle of birth and death. So, as coming to the today's verse, this was the reference in a previous verse. So today's verse, this Suta Goswami is explaining how the materialistic person, he is losing his time, wasting his time in doing all frivolous activities. Just like as we know that sometime we go for some exam, like general mass of people in their life, in some exam will be there, with respect to their career. So very important exam, that person has gone for very important exam. And now that stipulated time given 2 hours, within 2 hours you have to write the exam and finish, and based on your writing on the exam, you will be selected for that particular type of post or work. So that person in examination hall just sitting and he's analyzing the desk, analyzing the roof, or floor or window, he is not writing the exam, and timer is up. To examination hall, what is the best duty of that person who has come for exam? What is the best duty? He has to start, time start up. Immediately he has to start. He is not writing the exam. He is doing something else. So he's all around, he doing, other than writing the exam, he's doing all the work. Something, analyzing the desk, analyzing the floor and all these things, and time is passing away, expiring. And then finally the bell rings and time up. He has not written a single letter or single word on his copy. Finally, time over, and he just walked out from examination hall. So we can understand how that person is foolish. The time given for him to do something best, and that particular post will be awarded to him based on the exams. Similarly, if we relate this incident to the current modern era, people, they are busy in a different kind of activities, from getting up to the going to the bed, various activities. So all these activity exceed by acharyas. There are 4 kind of activities. Ahar, nidya, bhaya, maithuna. So ahara. So as soon as we get up, get ready, then first thing will, where is the food? Where is the food? So that all arrangement starts. He himself or his team or maybe family members, they start arranging for the food. So food, and that happens in a 3-4 times in a day, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and some snacks all together. So that much time is gone for this activity for ahara. Then nidra, ahar, nidra, bhaya, maithuna, 4 items. So ahara, okay, that much time is spent. Suppose 4 times he has taken some meal or some snacks, 2 hours are gone in a day. If we calculate broadly, 2 hours are gone. Now sleep, ahara, then nidra. So nidra, on average, like mass of people, they take a rest or they sleep 7 to 8 hours normally. We devotees sleep 6 hours. Srila Prabhupada has recommended. Sri Krishna, Rukmini, Satyabhama ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. So Srila Prabhupada has recommended to us, being an aspirant of practitioner of devotional service, Prabhupada has recommended only 6 hours we have to sleep, not beyond that. If we are sleeping more than that, that means we are wasting our time. Prabhupada himself exemplified in his own life. Like Srila Prabhupada, in the midnight, Srila Prabhupada used to get up and used to write books so that today we can read and utilize in our daily life. So, most of now analyzing how we are spending our time in a day. So 7 to 8 hours are gone for sleeping, 2 hours gone for supper, eating. Then 7 to 8 hours are gone for sleeping. So how 8 hours are gone. So now in a day we do bathing, dressing, all this will be there. So 1.5 hour, that also remove that. So how 9.5 hours are gone, right? Then person has to work. Something has to do for his maintenance. So he has to do some work. Then 8 hours work plus whatever. Now in the metro cities, for the work, they have to spend more or less half the time of working on traveling, especially the metro cities. So 8 hours working and 1 hour maybe lunch for them, and then 1.5 hour going at 2 hours up and down, 4 hours. So how many hours total? 8 hours plus 4 hours, 12 hours. So 12 hours plus 9.5 hours. How much it is? 22.5. 22 hours, 30 minutes. So how much time is left over in a day for other activities? In that, in between, they will get the calls or their personal calls or chit chat all together. So now that in 24 hours gone for ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithuna. So bhaya means like, suppose somebody is working in a company. So he has to work hard in order to establish his existence. He has to justify, yes, he is getting paid for that work. He has to justify it, yes, he is a productive element or productive worker for the employment. Suppose in today's world, people are undergoing through so much stress in order to maintain their position in that organization, undergoing so much stress. So bhaya is coming to them. Whether I will be there or not tomorrow, or my manager will give me pink slip will give and just go out, walked out, over. So bhaya is there, so much bhaya. Ahara, nidra and bhaya. Then maithuna, as Srimad-Bhagavatam explained, like living entity, especially the human being, they like spend time in 4 activities: sleeping, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. So these are their activities all around these 4 activities. All the activities they are doing around these 4 categories of activities. So where is the time for elevation of the soul? Where is the time? So as today's verse, it is said, at early morning around we see 5:30, sunset, sun rising will be there. And evening around whatever time, maybe 6:30 or it varies different based on the climate situation, sunset will be there. So sun rising and sunset, that kala, the time is a taking away our life. Every sun rising and every sunset, our life span is getting decreased. We are losing every second, we are losing our life. Sometimes we celebrate our birthday, right? We will be very happy and we're celebrating our birthday. And a spiritual aspect is, suppose I will be alive for, say for example, maybe 70 years. Currently I'm in 42 years. So how much is balance? So every second I'm nearing to the death. Every moment I'm reaching toward the death. Every day I'm approaching the death. So rather than celebrating the birthday, we should act such a way that so that we can get out from the miseries of this world. We should act such a way that, as Srimad-Bhagavatam explains, the activity which will take you from this suffering, that is devotional activities. So like spiritual activities. As we know, there are 2 activities, material activities and spiritual activities. If we do material activity, we'll be bound by those activity and will remain suffering in this world by different kind of miseries. As in some other session, we have heard like miseries given by nature, like earthquake, drought, flood, all together. Then miseries given by other living entities. Maybe you are going on the road, some dog will come and bite. Or you are sleeping, some mosquito will come and bite. You get dengue fever. So misery given by other living entity. And nowadays people are working somewhere in their company. Misery given by their colleagues and friends also. And then misery given by our own body and mind also. Sometimes our mind will not be proper order. Mind will be dragging somewhere else, we'll be doing something else. So there is tug of war within our mind and body. So the living entity, actually it is explained in a Shastra, by nature we should be happy and jolly by nature. We are looking for happiness. Everyone is looking for happiness. Nobody in the world is looking for distress. You will not look for distress. You want distress, you count. None of the people will ask for, I want distress. Nobody wants. Everyone wants happiness. So this happiness, in spite of, we are trying for happiness, but we are not getting it. So the nature of this world, a design of the world made by the Lord such a way that, so that we can rectify ourselves, our mistake. What is our mistake? Actually, by nature, we should be jolly, we should be always happy, be in relationship with the Lord. So each living entity is a part and parcel of the God, parcel and parcel of Krishna. So in a kingdom of the God, we were happy with the Lord and doing all our activity, devotional activities, but due to our ahankara or maybe jealous nature, or like Prabhupada explains, that various reason we falls down from the spiritual world and comes to this miserable world. Then we suffer. We are looking for happiness, but we are not getting happiness. Suffering, and moreover, so much sufferings are imposed upon us. So, like here it is explained, every sun rising, every sunset, my lifespan is is taken away by Kala. So Kala is taking away everything. But am I utilizing the time in a service of the Lord? Something, any activity if you do for the Lord, that is eternal. As we know, we are eternal. Soul, like eternal journey of the soul is eternal, and the Supreme Lord is eternal. The process to connect to the Lord is eternal. And this in eternal relationship with the Lord, our only duty is to do the devotional service to the Lord. If we do other than this, it's called another nature, that is Maya, Maya of the Lord. Lord Maya will act. So, our activity should not be the material activity which is taking away our life every moment, every second, every day, going away. Rather, same minutes, same seconds, if we are whatever days we have left over in our life, if we do the devotional service, spiritual activities, then we are surpassing this material existence. We are suffering due to our own body. The body is the source of all trouble. So, because soul got entangled within this body, and due to this body is having so many like thirst and hunger and so many vegas, so many requirement, and because of those as well as other miseries like threefold miseries and fourfold miseries, janam mrityu jara vyadhi. So, because of this misery imposed upon this soul, encased within the body is suffering. So, the only hope for the soul to render devotional service to the Lord and become free from the cycle of birth and death, or become free from this bodily consumption of life. Being in a body is not a problem. Thinking that I'm the body is a problem. Like by nature we are the soul, and our actual nature is to serve the Lord. That is the real nature. But our real nature is covered. That is covered by this material body. When we are entangled in within this temporary body, then we are suffering. As Prabhupada explains, birth, death, old age and disease, janma mrityu jara vyadhi. Janma itself is so much suffering. 9 months in the womb of the mother is the suffering on a floating in a certain kind of fluid or liquid, that fetus or maybe infant, whatever, a child inside the womb. That is a 9 month is a very big suffering for the child. And then once comes out, then is crying. So everyone thinking, let me feed him, like something hungry. He is not hungry actually. Maybe may not be, but something, forcefully something is a feeding. He wants something, given is something else. Suppose I want water. Rather than water, one garland is given to me. I want water, but garland is given. How I'll be happy? The child situation is like that. Child wants something else, given something else. That is also one of the suffering for the child. Then same child grows, great struggle for learning. Everything has to learn. Every aspect of life all around he has to learn. And it's a great, learning itself is a great tapasya to get the education. After that, he will be appointed, after passing all the exam, he will be maybe appointed in a company or whatever. Then there also misery doesn't stop. Struggle for existence doesn't stop. He has to justify himself whether he is a really productive man or not. Then greater struggle, he will be establishing his whatever his talent. And after establishing, after that also it doesn't stop. He has to sustain on that level. Yes, he is a really productive for the company. Then furthermore, top of that so many responsibility at home, so many responsibility in that organization or wherever he is working. So all around is entangled, fully got entangled. So Prabhupada explained, Prahlad Maharaj says, actually how the living entity, especially the human being, they are wasting their time rather than serving the Lord, they are serving this body, serving the vegas of the body. So Prahlad Maharaj very nicely analyzed. Say for example, our lifespan is 100 years. Duration of life is 100 years. So first 20 years will be child, will be playing around something, little bit education, basic education. So first out of 100 years, 20 years are passed by in a playing, frivolous activities, just playing around. Nothing tangible is done. Then out of 100 years, 20 years of life, last life, old age. In old age, people cannot do anything. Their body is invalid. Senses have become very weak. Mind has become so weak. Intelligence is out of order, not working. So old age, also he cannot do anything. First 20 years, last 20 years, 40 years are gone from the life. Now, how much balance? So, remaining 60 years. Prabhupada says, Prahlad Maharaj says in a Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 50% of our life is spent in sleeping. Sleeping plus little bit maintenance, eating, dressing, all these things. So out of 100, 50 years are gone, sleeping, eating and other thing. 20 years, first 20 years, playing like as a child. Last 20 years as an old age. So 50 plus 20 plus 20, 90 years are gone. Nobody is going to live for, in a modern era, people will live hardly 70 years, they will be alive. So say for 100 years as per the Srimad-Bhagavatam. So 90 years are gone, only 10 years we have. In the 10 years, and our senses, they are attacking upon us to fulfilling all those desire. So where is the time for the soul to do something tangible, something productive, which will last eternally? So the soul being stuck in a body, it's engaged in temporary activities. Whatever activity people are doing in this world, suppose person has earned millions of the dollars in this life. He's the richest person in the world. So, end of the life, he has done so much hard work. End of the life, as soon as he departs, he leaves this body. How much money he can carry to the next life? He can carry so much money? Not even one penny, not even one paisa. He can carry to the next life. And for what he worked day and night, he has worked hard day and night. Simply waste of time. So, Srimad-Bhagavatam explains, Srila Prabhupada says, same whatever hard work he has done, if some portion of his hard work he has offered to Krishna, then entire life he has done hard work, that is become successful. If he has not, like Prabhupada says, 0. 1 0, only 1 0 is there. You put one more 0. You put 100 0 you put, it has no value at all. How many 0 you put, it has no value at all. If before the 0 you put 1 value like 0 and then 1, it becomes 10. 2 0 and 1 become 100. Suppose 10 0 and 1 becomes big value. So that 1 is a Krishna. If you are doing material activity, temporary activity, that will not give the permanent result, the temporary activities. But same that activity we are doing, if we do for Krishna, then same activity that is called spiritual activity, not the material activity, because we are doing for Krishna, is going to be offered to Krishna. So like Prabhupada says, we chant our round 16 rounds every day, we read Srimad-Bhagavatam. These are direct service to Krishna. Other indirect service, we are working in some organization. So our hard work, what is the result of our hard work? We get whatever end of the month, we get some portion of Lakshmi. That portion of Lakshmi we offer to Krishna. Then our all 31 days hard work is become spiritualized. It becomes successful. That is eternal. That is the result, what we offer, that is eternal for the soul. So in this verse, Prabhupada is telling, this last verse, Uttama Shloka Vartaya. So, like as Prabhupada says, this material body is this infection. Sometimes we fall sick due to weather change or some other reason, and we encounter infection. So due to infection, will be suffering, so much suffering will be there. Headache, body ache, and so much trouble for the body and mind and soul. So in this, then what we do? We approach the doctor, go and take the medication from the doctor and follow whatever he has advised. Same way, Prabhupada is telling, when we are materially affected, material affection is there. Material body is a material affection, it is an infection. So in this infection can be removed by the devotional service to the Lord. And what is the best way? Uttama Shloka Vartaya. Vartaya, like discussing the topic connected to the Uttama Shloka. Like Lord is a Uttama. So Lord is a glorified by the selected and the best verses of the Vedic hymns. So Lord, another name is Uttama Shloka. So when Lord is a glorified through the devotional service, as well as by chanting, as well as rendering personal service to in our temple, this way that material affect, we become free from material affection and infection, and gradually we become free from this material entanglement. Even though within this body, like Prabhupada, even though Srila Prabhupada, when he was there, even though appear like is a body like our old person body. So that body, even though that we see from the eyes of the Shastra, Prabhupada body is a spiritual body actually. If you see from material point of view, suppose is a material body, say for example, for time being, even though Prabhupada in this body, old age body, still he was not affected by all this material infection of the body. Like Prabhupada says in one of the lecture, Prabhupada was giving lecture. Prabhupada was one of the teeth, one of the, teeth was paining, tooth was paining very severely. But Prabhupada was continuously giving lecture. Suppose we have tooth pain, we cannot speak, we will keep quiet. But Prabhupada was continuously delivering lecture in spite of bodily pain. So Srila Prabhupada was completely out of material infection. So material infection, it can be mitigated, it can be removed, it can become free from this only by the devotional service of the Lord. In fact, we celebrated Krishna Janmashtami festival. So devotees were busy in different services and they were so absorbed. Since morning to night, they are not at all bothered about where is a time, free time, or where is a leisure time, or where is a time for eating also. They were so absorbed in service, devotees, they have transcended that day all the bodily necessities of life, practically. So, by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, the day will come, by rendering devotional service, we can also surpass this material infection, and we can surpass all the vegas of this body and mind. So, Prabhupada explains this, so we should not waste our time doing the frivolous and useless activities. Rather, we should be every moment thinking, am I utilizing the time in a service of the Lord? Rather than maybe some YouTube chit-chat or the phone calling something else, or spending time in sleeping some excess hours. Whatever 6 hours, okay, other than 6 hours, we should not sleep, because that is a order of Guru. If Guru had told, whatever happens, I will get up, even though pain is there, maybe bodily and mental pain will be there, we keep fighting with that pain. And gradually, by mercy of Guru and Krishna, we'll surpass all this material infection, become free from this, we come to the healthy stage. That is what we are practicing under the guidance of Srila Prabhupada. So, with this, we'll end here. Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Srimad-Bhagavatam ki.